Would you agree that men are socialized to be gentlemen that protect and provide for women?
No. That's comical. Definitely not. That's funny.
Maybe half of them.
I agree that men are supposed to be the ones that protect a woman. That's what they're socialized to be. I thought you said socialized.
Socialized.
Socialized to be gentlemen, I do not think so anymore. I do think that there is still a pressure to protect and provide, but I think that we've lost a little bit of the gentleman manners and courtship along the way.
Yeah, because of you women. You caused all of this. You mold a man to become assholes. Duh.
There's some men who go as far as putting women up on pedestals.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Sometimes.
They hard to find though. Let me just say it.
For my personal opinion, the girl needs to be treated like a princess,
Why do so many men think women were put on this earth to serve them, cook, clean, and pump out babies?
From a biblical standpoint of what we were taught, like growing up, and what we've seen from the generation.
You're on this earth to reproduce. We can't do it. We're men. You're just giving the sperm to reproduce. So why you think that you're not supposed to do it? It's your duty as a woman to reproduce. So what's your point?
That raised us.
Maybe because like they think like girls needs to stay in the kitchen and help the man when the man needs to go and, like to work and make money. It's not fair, but
having children and growing the population was very necessary for survival, and it was kind of made like a routine for women to stay at home and raise the children while men did very dangerous jobs and went to war and things of that nature.
And they think that women are not strong enough to hold such power like them. So they're like, you're like my sidekick, but I'm the main man in the house.
Household leader, the head of the house, which does not mean to be dogmatic, strong, and the one that rules everything, even though he is the high priest of his house. He is supposed to do it in fairness. He is to listen to his wife and her opinions, because she sees from all angles. He only sees from a few angles.
The man will just go to work and the woman's staying at home taking care of the kids is kind of a dated mindset now.
Now let's flip that. Why do so many women think men were put on this earth to serve them, risk their lives, open doors, and pay for stuff?
Perhaps some women deserve to have those things.
Why?
No, you don't. Nah.
Why do women just deserve that?
Because that's just how life happened. Women were born to be the ones that meant.
It's society that makes you believe that men are supposed to do those things for us. You're supposed to do those things for us. Like look at all the things that are in this world. No woman has created that. Only man has done all of that work. No woman has done no work. So you must come on and open my door.
Take care of them and provide for them and treat with chivalry and respect, and that just doesn't happen.
That's low class. I would want my woman to come and open my door. Like that's low class. I'm gonna be masculine enough to do that to do that shit myself. Like I'm grown enough. I'm gonna open my own door. I don't need a woman or nobody. I don't need a butler or I can open my own door. I got my own hands.
Anymore.
The man does not have to hold a child in their stomach for like 9 months and go through that pain and that body change.
And also, in a lot of places, men still get paid a lot more than women. So for the amount of work that women put out, it's equivalent to men, but they're getting paid less.
No, it's not equivalent.
Why shouldn't a guy buy dinner?
I mean, does a woman provide children for every man she dates?
No.
So then why does a man have to provide all those things for every woman that he dates?
Those standard in this country, man.
I mean, until a woman is having your kids, why do you owe her anything?
The purpose of dating is marriage. I mean, some people will think otherwise, but for me, I think the purpose of dating is marriage. That's the goal.
So why do women often expect husband duties without giving wife benefits?
That's a good question.
Good question, my guy. Come on, girl, answer that question.
Like, that is a good question. I agree with you, because how can you expect to be a wife and you treat them like they're nothing? For me, whenever I date somebody, I show that, and I cook for them, and I take care of them because I want them to understand I have really strong feelings for you.
I mean, how does that equate to equality of the sexes?
I'm gonna be honest, I think marriage nowadays is like a contract. It's like, I provide this, you provide that. If have a kid for me or whatever, I mean,
Hasn't marriage always been a contract?
Not necessarily.
with God, under God.
If you happen to go by the Bible, Eve was considered to be a helpmate. So if anyone was put here to serve, wouldn't it be women?
Sure, if you went by the Bible, I suppose that would be true.
Bible says that in the beginning they were co-equals and co-heirs, and he says, like, that's in Genesis, says that they were supposed to be one and working together, and so people mistake that nowadays.
Why should men serve women if women don't want to consider serving men?
That's a good question. Honestly, how can you expect someone to treat you like a king and you treat them like a peasant?
Why should men serve women if women aren't trying to serve men?
Right, today you have independent women who don't want to serve men, so why should men still consider serving women? Or still be expected to serve women?
I think it also has to do with like us being on a pedestal at the same time because we think that's what we're supposed to have, and when guys put us up there, we kind of think like expect it.
So do you think it's true that women expect preferential treatment from men while men are taught to give preferential treatment to women?
Yeah.
So if that's true, why are so many women complaining about how hard it is to be a woman in our society?
I feel like it's hard in other ways, but not in that type of way, relationship-wise. I just feel like sometimes I feel like being respected and like being seen more as like an object than a person.
So why do you think women want equality in everything except for dating?
Good question.
Because they want to continue to be spoiled. They want to have it their way. Like it's kind of like their world and you're living in it.
Do you think men have yet to be liberated from...
I've been saying this a lot. This is a man's world. But it would be nothing without a woman or a girl. Because a man, as I said earlier, a man cannot reproduce. Only women can do that shit. But it's a man's world. Look at all these buildings and all these cars and all these things that you have. It's a man's world, you know? But it would be nothing without a woman or a girl. That's just it.
from their servitude to women?
I feel like yes. Like I said before, everything's changing. I feel like men are starting to learn that they also deserve things as well. So I feel like everything's changing and men are learning their worth as well. So I feel like it's
beautiful.
Definitely.
That part's beautiful.
Just how our society is set up. You know, our society.
Well, if men were the ones who set up society and created a patriarchy, why would men be held more responsible than women?
Good question.
How does that benefit us?
Good question, man.
Whew.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Jeez, it really doesn't. Now, does it?
Obviously, your point of view is clear. You're like, men have always had to step it up, and why do women? Rah, 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 rah. I mean, we're such a multifaceted population. The human condition is different depending on where you live, what kind of money you make. If you're a woman who grew up uneducated and all she can do is be a mother, then yes, she needs a man who can provide for her. But if you're a modern woman and you grew up in a place where you can be educated, then you don't need a man to pay for the first date, unless he wants to. A lot of men love to. But I'm happy to split it.
It's equal because they say, oh, feminism, like girls are equal to guys, blah blah blah, but at the end they're not, you know.
So why are women these days so mangry?
Mangry? You gotta describe mangry to me, man. Like,
what is hangry?
Hangry, like hungry, angry. Should you mean like mad and angry? That's what mangry means.
Mangry. Wow,
Oh.
that's a new. That's a new one.
Yes.
But it makes sense. It's because men suck.
The women always say men suck, but yet still, this world cannot run without us men. And that's the whole truth about everything that's going on in this world. Women don't always sit down and say men suck, but this world cannot run without men. It cannot run without us. The world cannot move or operate properly without us men.
Well, if hangry means food angry, then doesn't mangry mean what?
Man angry?
Yes.
Yeah, so why are women man angry with men? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Why do women wake up and just mad every day? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just mad with life for no reason.
Programming that we have on social media with all these women that are very upset when
Good point, girl.
we are supposed to be working together. So that's what I believe.
Yeah, and I just believe like generations change, so it's like women are becoming more dominant. and it comes off as maybe mangry, but we're really just, we're learning that we can also be workers and also provide as well. So
Women can never be satisfied. That's some women cannot be satisfied. They have this, they have that, and they don't satisfy. They just get angry after. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain. It's a lot to explain. Women cannot be satisfied.
I just feel like it's just changing. Everything's just changing.
But I think a modern man, as we evolve as a society, would want a woman who can also bring in money. Because if you're both bringing in money, you can afford places like Vegas and spend it all and have a good time. Why have a woman who's just there to serve you? And if she's not a full person, she's not going to be as fun to be around.
Is there a female version of chivalry?
Yes. But not like chivalry. It's more like just submitting. That our chivalry is submitting. So.
Right, but doesn't a man kind of like be chivalrous before the woman's going to submit?
Yes, absolutely.
So then,
some do. Yes.
Why does the man always have to be the first one to give? Would you consider chivalry to be a female privilege?
No.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Is there a female version of chivalry?
Well, we do everything all the time anyway. Like, we literally do everything.
I was gonna say, like, maybe
I don't agree. That point, you wrong, woman.
sexually.
Aren't men expected to be chivalrous in platonic relationships while women are expected to be chivalrous in intimate relationships?
He knew where we were going with that.
Yeah.
So aren't men expected to be chivalrous on a grander scale?
That's an interesting question.
I think you're gonna fry their brains, my guy. Come on, ease down, man. Slow down.
It's complicated.
Would you consider chivalry to be a female privilege?
I guess in the way it's defined, yeah.
So is chivalry sexist?
Yes, it is. But it's like one of those rare exceptions where it's like not a negative form of sexism, I guess you could say.
Well,
it's kind of weird.
Wouldn't that mean that women are okay with sexism only when it benefits them?
Some women, yes.
Okay, so then why are women surprised that there are men out there who don't trust or respect women when there are women who say they want equality but only complain about the double standards that don't benefit them?
Well, I think that no one's perfect. There are a lot of women out there that can be selfish.
I was raised by women, and I would say there's been a lot of things that women had to go through that that isn't right.
Aren't there a lot of things that men had to do, like being sacrificed in wars?
Yes.
I mean, you ever heard the expression "ladies first"? Didn't women always have special privileges that men didn't?
This is true. This is true.
I think there's a lot of sexism in past time, but there was also a lot of great things in the old-fashioned way. I think men did have a lot of respect for women and treated them well. They also did not see them as equals in the same regard. So I think you always know the difference between being sexist and minimizing a woman and
there's a lot of times where women have been underappreciated, but to specifically answer your question, I would say, yeah, like you're pretty on the nose. Actually, I hate to say it, but yeah, like we are catering to women.
Why should men spend so much time on self-improvement and grooming themselves to please toxic women that just want to use them and bring nothing to the table?
Good question.
Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't fucking do it.
Don't do it.
I'm sorry, do not do it.
I think we just need to stop like expecting things from the opposite sex, like certain things, and we should just, be good to each other.
I was gonna say, yeah, just treat each other with the same respect. I mean, we're all people. We just need to start acting like it.
Why is manhood more likely defined as a servitude to women than womanhood is defined as a servitude to men?
I've honestly never really heard as men being subservient to women. But then again, that's my upbringing.
I mean, isn't the whole idea of chivalry putting women up on a pedestal?
Yes, but not all men are chivalrous.
But aren't men expected to be chivalrous? I mean, you're not a real man unless you're a gentleman, right?
Well, there's a difference between being just a general gentleman and being chivalrous. I feel like being chivalrous is kind of going above and beyond.
Well, if a man's going to be in a relationship with a woman, isn't he expected to be a chivalrous man?
In certain aspects, yes, but
We have to first have the confidence to go up to a woman and be open to the rejection. Then we have to pay for the date. We're opening the doors. We have to give the romantic, like we have to be romantic, and we have to say the right things at the right time. We're working. There's all these things. We have a certain level of perfection that we have to hit, and we have to muscle through our pain and things that we're going through personally and hold up not only our family but our kids as well. But behind every strong man is a strong woman. So if a woman is not supporting a man in a proper way, how is he supposed to be strong?